Hi guys, Silver5150 here, coming back to you saying I simply couldn't resist. I simply couldn't resist making one final video featuring and highlighting all of this goodness that the broker has sent me in the box. We got the 2020 Gold Kooks down there, 10th ounce. We've got the 3 ounce South Korean Tigers down there. We've got the 2020 PCGS APMEX Mint Direct First Strike 2020 Eagles. And, you know, this is just another group of items that are going to be such useful tools, guys, in the upcoming financial system, the one that's going to replace this one that's in place right now. I am not saying that dollars are bad. I'm not saying that stocks are bad. All these things are probably going to exist in one form or another on the other side of this. But in order to get there, we've got to go through here first. And the old system has to come down. There's so much phony debt inside of it. 5 quadrillion by now probably of derivatives. 5 quadrillion, that's $5,000 trillion worth of, I wouldn't say all phony wealth, but probably only about a half a quadrillion is real. And then, I mean, honestly, everything on the earth probably comes out to be, you know, $500 trillion in value, if that. But we've got 10 times that out there in the form of derivatives, financial instruments, all kinds of stuff that's going on. There's a repo bank crisis going on. Repo being repurchase agreements. These are lending practices amongst banks at night to make sure there's liquidity in your bank when you go to get some the next day. They're having trouble trusting each other when it comes to lending money overnight. And the Federal Reserve in the United States has had to step in to liquefy or to boost or to bolster the amount of cash and capital that is available for them to do this. That's not been the case ever in the history of mankind. There's been all kinds of crazy things going over the years. Auto bailouts, bank bailouts. You had J.P. Morgan take over Bear Stearns, which was actually had a bullion division bank that got caught short silver. Silver is very important to the financial structure of the world. And the Bank of London, you know, it has the gold pool there. And it's been running that for about 300 years. And these are people that set the price of these hard assets, these commodities. I'm telling you right now, silver should easily be around $600 an ounce. But they don't dare let that happen because it's then going to become a real market that real people can invest in and choose to use, in some cases money, and the banks won't be able to create financial instruments and invest in them and make themselves wealthy, so they keep the price down so it's at a level that they can dabble in, because you have to do a lot of volume that way, and that we can't really, you know, prosper from tremendously because, you know, the prices just aren't that high per unit. You'd have to do the volume they do in order to take advantage of the way they take advantage of silver in particular. They do it with gold too, and they do it with platinum, and now they're having a hard time with palladium and rhodium though, because those are freer markets. They're very, very tiny, they're very, very limited, and any acquisition or any possession of the physical is going to be very good for those people that have it. I have a little bit, but not enough in my estimation. You know what? Despite all that, I am long. We talk about long, this means you're invested in. I am long on silver because I'm Silver5150. I have done every trick under the sun to acquire capital to buy as much silver as I can get, simply to be ready for the upcoming financial system that is going to have to start right here. The base, the building cornerstone of the next financial system is going to be right here. Gold and silver. The other metals I mentioned, they're going to have a role, but they're going to be more in transition. This is going to be after the transition. Gold and silver, in coin form, you're better off. In your possession is going to give you the same powers as governments and banks to start your new life, to start your world, to affect those in your life, and to give them a positive start depending on what your volume is. Remember, I said volume is important. You don't do the things I do to try to acquire gold and silver. Do what you think is sensible and what you're comfortable with. I'm comfortable with being completely reckless. And so this is how I do things. And like I said, it might blow up in my face, but if it does, hey, at least I tried. Better to die trying than not try at all, I guess. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that all my risk and all my expenditures are going to be far exceeded by the amount of, you can say, value or the reward that's going to come from being in possession of these precious metals once they start to come around. Look at those charts I was telling you about. It doesn't have to be on investing.com. It could be on Yahoo investments. It could be on Barron's investments. It doesn't matter. Just go look at the rhodium and palladium charts and look at how those two metals are behaving. Look at the amount of growth that is taking place in the last year, the last 2 years, and you will see that they're every bit as good as cryptocurrencies in terms of valuation and revaluation and appreciating. You don't have to set up an account where you have to give all your banking information, your birth certificate, and all this mess to try to have really, really cool investments. You could do it very simply, very private, very quietly through a lot of these vendors out there. JM Bullion, Kitco, APMEX, Money Metals Exchange, Silver Gold Bull, Modern Coin Mart, Gainesville Coins. There's a lot of different coin and bullion dealers that can set you up, and they can even vault your stuff for you. You don't even have to, have it at home. People say have it in your possession. Well, you can have it in your possession. I choose to, and I have a very nice security system for that. But you can have them secure your precious metals where you are. You don't have to have these things, where you feel that they're a risk to yourself or maybe to your family. You can have them, off-site. You could have them offshore, and just pay a small fee to keep them, secured and stored for when you're ready to use them. So there's plenty of options out there. In the comments section, I always encourage people to ask questions if they have any. Most of the people that watch this channel, they know what's going on and they know what needs to be done, so they don't really need my advice on anything. But if anybody does, please feel free. I'm open to answering most of the questions I know about, and if not, I know some people, Florida Stacker and Stacking 3%er, and some other folks out there that really know more about this world than I do. I just know about acquisition, and that's what I'm doing. So focus, acquire as you can, and I mean, try to make this year count, because I think next year all the stuff I'm talking about is going to actually be in motion, and you're going to be watching it happen. And I'll be talking about it, but I would like for you to be listening to me while you're sitting there in front of your stack going, my stack. Hey, let's stack together. All right, folks, if you like this content, please comment, share, subscribe, and give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you later.